And a green light for NATO expansion. After 6 weeks of debate, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says that Turkey has agreed to support the bids of Finland and Sweden to become members of the military alliance, ending a major debate over the issue. The three countries have signed a joint memorandum to, quote, extend their full support against threats to each other's security. Now, this is a reversal by Turkish President Erdogan, who had opposed Swedish and Finnish membership, claiming that the countries provide shelter to a Kurdish group that Ankara regards as terrorists. The successful resolution of the row over the Nordic countries' membership is a big boost to NATO as it seeks to bolster its defenses in the face of Russia's war in Ukraine. Here's NATO Secretary General Stoltenberg announcing the breakthrough just a few moments ago.
In NATO, we have always shown that whatever our differences, we can always sit down, find common ground, and resolve any issues. NATO's open door policy has been an historic success. Welcoming Finland and Sweden into the alliance will make them safer, NATO stronger, and the Euro-Atlantic area more secure.
All right, let's go now to our correspondent, Jack Perrick. He is at that NATO summit in Madrid for us. Jack, they have been talking about this now for weeks, worried that Turkey was going to stand in their way. That has changed. How did this reversal come to be?
Well, they've been in talks before the NATO summit has started, Brent. This has been an extensive set of talks this afternoon into this evening, and we've just had now this announcement that Turkey is removing its bloc. Now, what does it involve, this memorandum that we're talking about? We haven't actually got it in paper form yet, but from the press conference that Jens Stoltenberg gave, I'll just run you through exactly what he said. He said that the two major agreements between Turkey, Finland and Sweden are firstly on arms control. We don't exactly know the details of that yet. But the second is on terrorism and trying to work together to counter terrorism. And we know that they have agreed that they will, and this is what they say, is to commit to tackle threats to the national security of Turkey and to crack down on PKK terrorists with an agreement on extradition. This is an interesting detail because Turkey accuses Finland and Sweden of harbouring members or connected people to the PKK terrorist organisation, the terrorist separatist group. And the big question is, what will this agreement now mean? Will those people that have found safe harbour in Finland and Sweden, who claim to be fighting for their freedoms against Turkey in the conflict between those two people, two areas, will they now face extradition? Jens Stoltenberg said that this will all be done under European human rights law, but he also said that tomorrow, when the leaders meet in earnest, all 30 NATO leaders, that they will invite Sweden and Finland to join the NATO military alliance.
Yes, yeah, I mean, the details there, it sounds like the details have to be finalized on that, but we do have a green light. And so what is this going to mean, Jack, then for the summit, this NATO summit that you're attending in terms of support for Ukraine?
It's a really interesting one, I think, Brent, because I think we were all expecting that this two-day summit was going to be a real grind over this issue. US President Joe Biden, who's already arrived here in Madrid, he was meant to be meeting tomorrow directly one-on-one with Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the Turkish president, to try and hammer out this issue. But now it looks like it's resolved. All of the foreign ministers of the three countries have now sat down and resolved this, which means, as you say, that they can focus on Ukraine. We already know that NATO is going to put 300,000 troops on high alert on the eastern flank of the military alliance over the concerns of what Russia's doing. And now really they can also get to grips with tackling how they're going to support Ukraine, which all of the NATO military alliance wants to do, specifically with weapons. We've had the Klitschko brothers here in the press room earlier saying that they need weapons in Ukraine in order to fight this invasion. But also now, Brent, it does open up some other discussions. A lot of analysts have been saying that perhaps China's militarization needs to be confronted, and that might leave some space in the agenda over the two-day summit coming up to discuss other issues as well.